Hello, everybody. Hang out while we make sure all the streaming services fire up along with us. Today, we will be making leaves. I don't make leaves very often, and Brittany has one leaf under her belt.
You just said it was a leaf-like object.
A leaf-like object. That's what I usually make, but it's usually a broken leaf-like object for me. So, Levi was like, let's make leaves. Cool, let's make leaves. So that's what we're going to do. There's a couple of different methods to doing it. We'll see where it turns out on this one. I don't know which way Brittany's going to go, but I'm going to try and form mine off the horn, which is a trick a buddy of mine showed me. I don't know what Brittany plans to do. So we'll go from there. Brittany, do you want to talk about your fancy new hammer?
You can talk about fancy new hammer.
You want me to talk about your fancy new hammer? All right, so Miss Brittany came up with, I don't know if you all heard her say it on a stream a few weeks ago. She said she wanted to make herself a hammer because I made it sound like so much fun. And so Brittany's got several hours in this beautiful hammer. It came out much nicer than mine. I believe she had a great time making it. But I don't know because she didn't want to talk about it.
It was a great time. And by several hours, he means probably like 10 to 12 hours. It was a very long process.
Yeah, it is a long process to make a hammer. And it's a lot of hard work, but not difficult work, would you say? Fair enough. It's hard and difficult work, says Brittany. Levi, how are we doing over there? I heard you mumble something.
We're live on YouTube. Twitch is having issues.
Twitch says it's happy.
Yeah, it says it's live, but I can't get it to display video.
Not worried about Twitch. You know how many followers we have on Twitch? Almost none. You know how many we have on the old TikTok and the YouTubes?
200 some odd?
What are we on the TikTok?
Love to tell you. In a minute. Give me 1 second.
Well,
I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, she says that. We are at 35 on the old YouTubes. Tell your friends and family. Subscribe to Jesse's channel.
We're up to 195 on TikTok.
195 on TikTok. And we've got like one on Twitch. So if Twitch wants to be silly.
That's me.
I'm not worried about Twitch too much right now. All right. Just to kind of keep an eye on it because I did up the resolution. So if it starts to get too glitchy, we'll kill it and lower it and refire it. Miss Brittany, I think you probably want to use the smaller stuff.
Okay. I trust your judgment.
I wonder if that's going to be your package.
Destroyed the fire. What?
I wonder if that's your package.
Oh. Maybe, but I got it off of Amazon.
All right, so I wasn't paying attention. We should have put our metal in the fire before we started the stream. But alas, I did not. So we'll just have to chitty chat for a minute while we wait for that to warm up. That fire is awfully hot, so I'm going to tune that down just a skosh. All right. I guess while we're waiting for that to warm up, we can do our audience participation point and see who we're going to blame things on tonight. Do you think you want to blame things on me? All right, you ask the audience. I don't want to sway anybody one way or the other, so you can ask the audience.
Well, let's start. Levi, who do you want to blame things on tonight?
Jesse, of course.
Okay, perfect. Love that. Audience, all 500 of you.
We got a bigger yard than we had last week.
So you're sitting on site. They're on top of the cars. I don't know what you expect.
I don't know why they're doing that.
And they're in your neighbor's yard. It's fine.
Yeah, they got a big yard.
Okay. So, are we blaming everything on Jesse this week, audience?
You didn't tell them whether they're voting yes or no.
I just said, are we blaming everything on Jesse this week? I wasn't done yet.
Okay. The audience, they don't follow along too close, so you got to
Neither
really
do
spell
you,
it out
clearly.
for them. Apparently not. This is my first day.
Okay, if we are blaming everything on Jesse this week, raise your hands.
That's rude. You look at them all.
I know. That's like
Why is
the only people that don't have their hands up in this group of 500 are what, Red Dress Lady and her mousy boyfriend.
I appreciate their support. I can't quite see the guy with the weird hat. Like, is he kicking his legs or is he waving his arms? I can't tell what he's doing.
You know that weird dance you do every once in a while?
This thing?
No, your arms are more flaily and that one I'm talking about.
Oh, then no, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not really a dance. It's okay. I've got footage of it. I'll throw it on TikTok. It's fine.
No, she won't.
You bet.
All right, so I guess everything is my fault today.
I like it. I feel like it's been a while since it's been your fault. It was my fault last week. It was Levi's fault like the last 3 weeks before that.
I'm claiming weird hat guy. I'm gonna say he was voting no.
His arms were up in the air just because they were wiggling all over the place.
That looked like a no vote to me. Just saying.
If you think so. And I guess
It would help if I actually got in the fire.
we will give you the 3. Well, I guess technically 6 because of the red dress lady.
Yeah, she counts as 2.
I thought she counted as 3.
Oh, she does count as 3. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the Levi rule. The rule of Levi is the red dress woman counts as 3.
So, basically, 495 people voted for you. I think that's a record on the stream for the most people who wanted something to be your fault.
Yeah, we shouldn't have
Maybe
invited all
something's
those people. That did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
Do what they want.
I served them all sandwiches, and they still
Must
voted
not have
against
been
me.
very good.
I guess. I guess they don't like mustard or something.
Maybe all 500 of them were vegetarian.
Yeah, that checks out. There was a lot of roast beef on the sandwiches. Are you hot? Yeah, you can do work.
Okay, so we're doing thick taper.
So, yeah, we're going to do a big old chunky taper. So basically just drag it down just a little bit, just to get us a good fine point. Doop. All right, let's get it out. I might get hot eventually. So yeah, leaves. It's a common first project. It's basically just tapers and tapers. A little bit of rounding, especially when you start with square stock. I just don't make a lot of them. I usually tend to put too much stress right where the leaf connects to the stem. And then while I'm working out the stem, the leaf does this until it breaks off. And then I push it aside and, okay, I guess I'll move on to something else. So I've not made a lot of leaves.
I'm saying the one leaf that, the leaf-like object that I made, ended up with a funky twist in it, and then it broke.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got that weird high spot that created a stretch point, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because I was left somewhat unsupervised.
That's always dangerous.
And there were people watching, and so I did the leaf at the state fair.
Yeah, it was worse than just people watching. It was a bunch of strangers watching.
Yeah, and so Rob walked me through it quickly.
Sharp Ben Forge. Check him out on YouTube. He's awesome.
He was also the guy that helped me with my hammer. So yeah, he did it real quick and like talked through all the steps. And then he was like, I'm gonna go help Paul and asked Jesse if he was gonna keep an eye on me. Jesse said yes. Jesse did not keep an eye on me.
I got busy talking to the people in the crowd. That's where I met the woman in the red dress, and that's why she comes to the streams now.
But it was funny because they'd go, what are you making? And Jesse would be like, oh, she's making a leaf like this one. And I'd look up and I'd go, it's not going to look like that.
I would like to swing a hammer a little bit. That sounds like fun to me. I'm hot enough. All right. Chunky taper here. Yeah, I thought about that too, but I'm running out of heat, so don't worry about it. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I got a couple swings in, and I was like, oops, I forgot to change the camera. Levi, I know what you're talking about with that. That hole's gotten way worse than that glove. I kept finding it throughout that.
Yeah. Hey, put new gloves on there for your birthday.
Yeah. If you know where I live, send me gloves for my birthday.
Damn squirrel again. Made that wonky.
The squirrels can throw all the acorns they want at us, so long as those wasps stay near their home and don't come to visit us.
You haven't dealt with that yet?
When I checked the mail earlier, a wasp came down to visit us and walked across the top of the mailbox, and then he flew away.
A little more chunky.
No, you're doing fine. Bring that down to a point and you'll be done with that step. Bop. Thank you, Levi. That's an awkward with the taper. Ow! I keep finding that hole in the glove.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't tell, that metal's really hot, and I got a pretty groovy hole in my glove. So that's been fun. Oh, I should throw a wet rag on that. That would probably be wise.
Metal, Brittney.
Doop, doop, doop.
Oh, sorry, that's a habit.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna throw metal on the ground. That might be a project for these nights. I'll make a forge mob.
Make a what?
Forge mob. porch mop, you put a ring at the end of a stick, you put a rag through that stick, put the rag in the water, and then drape it over the metal so it doesn't get too hot. He's got to play Ninja Warrior to get into his door because they dismantled most of his porch today.
At least you don't have to guys. Never mind, I might have just jinxed it just by thinking it.
You're gonna have that tree's gonna fall down.
Oh, I was talking about the guys the other day that were doing stuff. The group.
Oh yeah, those guys. Funny story about trees falling down. A storm just started to roll in. Like we were just getting the breeze. We hadn't got the rain yet, but the storm was rolling in. And me and Dad were outside doing stuff. This was when I was a kid. And like, well, weather's turning. I'm gonna go inside. And Dad's like, okay. So I went inside, and Dad started walking across the yard. And the tree we were standing underneath, there's a loud crack and several crashing sounds. And like this huge branch, like half the tree, fell out onto the ground where we were just standing, and it completely crushed the neighbor's chain link fence, and the Y in the branches went right around his car, not scratching his car. And this grumpy old guy that owned the fence and yard, he was a grumpy old dude. He come running out like his pants were on fire, screaming to high heaven, "Look at what your tree did to my fence!" And my dad spun around, and off the top of his head, he yelled, "Look at what God did to my tree!" Grumpy old man did not find that very funny.
That good?
Let's focus just on the tip, and just with that tip a little bit pointier. Why not? Yeah, all right. I'll try to catch up with you on this heat.
Ooh, Jerry says, I'm here.
Who?
Jerry M.
Jerry! How we doing, buddy? Welcome to the party. I laid down a mighty fine guilt trip on him a couple nights ago about never coming to the stream. Man, this thing is just awkward papers tonight. Yeah, we're just going to go with that so I can catch up with you. Alright, so what you're going to do, you can do it over here. No, I don't have enough heat for that. So what you're going to do, you can do it right here. So see where we go to taper, and then there's like that invisible straight line where it goes from taper to just normal material. Right on that line, you're going to go whack, 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 over and over. You can do it right there. I would probably do it right about there. Or you can do it over here. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Cool. This is my package.
Could be.
Don't know what else they'd be doing.
Oh, sorry. Lots to manage here.
Oh, yeah.
Try to keep that line. Above that shoulder. Don't walk too much. Yeah, you're doing good. You're keeping those lines nice and straight. You're not walking all over the place. Good job.
Let me go grab that.
So yeah, welcome, Jerry. Glad you jumped in. Tell Queso I said hello. so you can see what we were doing. Oh, I thought I switched the camera over. Sorry, guys. So what I was doing there, you can kind of see the result is we lay here, whack, that's a half face blow, so we're half on the anvil, half off, rotate, half face blow, half on, half off, and then we just rotate it back and forth, and that put in that nice shoulder like dealy there. That basically becomes the chunk that becomes the leaf. Chunky. To redip my mop. There we go. And that's mild steel, so there's no issues with using water. So that should be fine. Oh, as always, I almost forgot. Tonight's smoke is a Mark Twain something or other. I don't remember what variety it is, but it was the El Presidente length. So there's that. Remember, half face blows, half on, half off. Yep. There you go. Exactly like that. And we're going to go down to about a quarter of the material.
Do I want to straighten that a bit?
In a minute. Alright, so come back and just give it a little smack. Don't hit it too hard, just straighten it out a little bit.
It's still pretty wonky.
Yeah, it'll straighten out once you flatten it. But yeah, we'll just take that down to about a quarter of the material. If you go much further than that, it just snaps right off.
Yeah.
If my horn wasn't so wide, I would have tried it on the horn, but that would have been disastrous today. And while I was thinking about when I picked up my cub, I think I mentioned it on the stream that we had to take down for technical reasons, but a friend reached out to me via text, and he's like, "Hey, Jesse, where'd you get that cool shirt? I want one too." And I said, "Oh, well, it was just like a test run I did. I only had 3 of them made, Levi, Brittney, and I, and wasn't overly impressed with the material. So it's not a thing. It's not going to be up on the merch. It's not going to be up on the store until we get like a whole bunch of people asking. So if you're a whole bunch of people, throw it in the comments. Hit me up. If you guys want shirts, I can probably get them done. But at the moment, it's just us. Did I switch that? Yes, I did. Yeah, I'm about halfway-ish. I think I'll do one more heat on that. Sizzle, sizzle. So yeah, no branded merch just yet. Unless there's a huge outcry for it. And then maybe. Ooh. Careful with that. Alright, let's stop for a second. I think you're about done there. I think there at the crook of it, the neck of it, you're at a quarter of the material. So your next step will be standing it up like a diamond. Yep, like that. Or like that, whatever. I'd probably do it that way.
Okay.
And then you're just going to hammer straight down and flatten it. Don't hit it right now, it'll break off. And then when it starts to get a little bit squishier, start changing your blows to that way so you can kind of maintain that ridge.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, we're only like 25 minutes into the stream. moving along nice.
Jerry asked if we can title the video of what we are making.
Yep, I will be doing that once it goes, like once it's complete, I will do that. So Brittany, I'm going to show you the next steps that you're at because I'm finally ahead of you now. So we're going to stand it up like a triangle. We're just going to hand straight down on that. Flatten it down a little bit. Twist it a little bit. There we go. So then you'll notice. Oh. Over here. Don't make friends when you hammer on the tail. So something kind of like that. I'm going to go way flatter on that. I wasn't as flat as I thought I was. So yeah, Jerry, once the video is done, I'll go in and edit the title to the thing that we're making. Thank you. Today we're making leaves. If you showed up after I said what we're making. Basically be like a leaf chain kind of deal.
Continues on to say, maybe before you upload, yada yada, maybe in the first comment, thanks for joining us. Today we are making XYZ.
That's not a bad idea, Jerry. Thank you very much.
Like that ish.
Yeah, like that ish.
That's what mine looks like.
There you go.
Don't know if it's coming up right, but
So yeah, we'll make that a rule moving forward. Whoever's manning the comment section when we go live, first comment will be what we're making. What am I doing? I'm going flat again. There we go. That's about as flat as I want. I'm gonna put the curve in there. Yeah, funky bend in it. This is not a very good leaf. I think I went way too long. Yeah, when have we ever seen a perfect leaf? Alright. I'll grab my chisel because we'll need that next. Which chisel do we want? Go with the little guy.
It says, overheard so far tonight. Jesse, just the tip.
Just to see how it feels.
Miss Jessie, spit on it.
Who said that? Oh, I guess mine was hot. I could be doing work. Hey, let's do some work. I got that hot and put it back in there. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing work. Doobie doobie. Here, this is what we're going to do. Brittany, I would like you to grab your hammer, please. Doop. And now we're just going to carve some leaf lines in there. So it goes smack, 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 Smack. 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 Cool, we're really hot, and we'll do that again. Make those lines a little bit more pronounced.
Jerry also says either could be slogan for the shirts.
Are you ready to do lines and stuff?
Yeah.
Or are you wanting to spread that out?
I kind of want to spread it out a bit more.
Yeah, I would
It's
work
very thin.
just the edges.
Okay.
So you can try and squish them out a little bit. Let me grab this real quick. These don't hurt me. You know, if I was thinking, would have pulled out the crossbeam hammer to spread those out a little bit better. I'll do that on the next one.
Yeah, that's difficult with help.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking straight on that one. I did not think ahead on that, but we should have used the crossbeam hammer. That would have given us more wide. Oh, go ahead and hang on to that, would you? No.
Yes.
Boop. Boop.
See? All your fault.
Everything is my fault tonight. So has been decided. Smack. 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 Man, you know, that's more shaped like a leaf. I should have done a bunch of little lines and set, or feather rather. But yeah, that's a really crappy leaf. This is maybe the third leaf I've taken to completion that didn't just break on me. So yeah, there's my terrible leaf. The method works, but for some reason it didn't play, you know, friendly with me today. But that is okay. Maybe Brittany's will come out way nicer.
Maybe. Who's to say? Who knows? I feel like I fucked up somewhere.
Hey, Jerry, I appreciate the text, but if I look at it, it makes the stream go wonky, so I'll just have to respond to you later.
Yeah.
Sorry. I can't look at it, or the things will go all wickety-wackety. Yeah.
It's like, I don't.
Nope, nope, nope. So yeah, Jerry, sorry, I can't respond to your text because it makes the stream like jump, or the audio will like desync.
Secrets don't make friends.
Say what?
Oh, never mind. You were being nice.
Yeah, I'm being nice. Sorry for my absence there. I'm just helping out a neighbor real quick via Levi.
Scooch.
Yeah, I'll get out of your way. Welcome to the Brittany stream, where she's making a leaf.
I like that's getting way thinner than I wanted.
And we're getting a little thin.
Well, I'm like. So
buttons.
since see how the edge here is thicker, if I flip it and hit it down there, do you think that would help spread it out more?
You could go right there and then smack it at like an angle, kind of like when we do tapers.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll come down I'm doing this for the. Oh, can you hit the camera thing real quick so they can see what we're discussing? So basically, what she was saying is she's super thick right there, and she wants that to go thinner, but she doesn't want to mess with the rest of it. So if we come to the very edge of the anvil here, and we hammer at this kind of angle, we'll be able to flatten out just that edge and drag it out.
Let me try that.
Yeah.
And then if that still doesn't work, then we'll just go ahead and
put the lines
the
in it,
veins.
and then we'll cut it off, and you can draw out the stem and call it a keychain.
Cool.
So yeah, Jerry, whatever you're saying, you can put it in the comments, and then Levi could read it to me. But yeah, I can't look at my phone.
He says he's trying to respect the community guidelines.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll look at it later then. Again, tell Queso I said hi.
Queso.
That's not really his wife's name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you.
It's like Casul or something like that. Like, no, that's Queso.
You've told me about Jerry.
Yeah. I don't know how to Queso. He's an absolute doll. Way out of your league, Jerry. Yeah. So yeah, Jerry, it's too bad you weren't here earlier. We were talking about Prince, and Levi said it, and Brittney agreed with him, and then I agreed with both of them, and I knew somewhere your head was going to pop. But we both, all three of us, agreed after Levi said Prince is overrated.
Excuse me?
And that movie, Purple Rain, was a garbage movie. So yeah, keep it out the edge. Yeah, just like that. Getting a little warm.
Yeah, I think it kind of did what I wanted it to.
Did Jerry not take the bait on that one? I figured he'd light up the comment section when I threw that little nugget out there.
I think that looks better.
Nothing quite yet.
He's probably typing up a novel in Notepad, and he's going to copy and paste it and blow up the chat.
I think that looks better.
Looking pretty good. Looks better than mine.
It's a very, very baby leaf.
Mine's all wiggly. I should have cut a whole bunch of lines into it and called it a feather. But anyway, it's all part of the fun and experimentation of blacksmithing. I'm having issues over here. I'm afraid the cigar is going to completely fall apart on me.
It looks like it's gonna. Maybe if somebody would shut the heater all the way, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, this is 100% my fault. I packed these when we went down the friendship the other day, and they've just been in the Herfador for smoking community. Help me out here. There's this thing I'm seeing pop up where people are dry boxing their cigars, where they keep cigars in a humidor that they meticulously keep at the right temperature, the right humidity. And then when you want to smoke a cigar, you pull it out and you put it in another box and you let it dry out for a couple of days before you smoke it. What the heck? Like, humidor to mouth, not humidor to... Explain to me why that's better.
I find it weird that taking it out of a box, put into a humidor, just to put it into another box, doesn't really make sense. Seems
What is
like
this,
an
the
added
Wild
step.
West, and we're just all running around smoking dry cigars? You want me to swing for you?
Sure.
I don't know how interesting this will be on camera, too, so we're just going to shoot camera one.
Maybe.
So straight down the center, you say when.
Win. 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 It's a different method. Win. That worked, kind of. I'm gonna take it as a win. No, not that kind of win. I think it's win. 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 She a wonky leaf, but she leafed.
She
Sort of.
here present it for the other camera here so people can see. I find it helps if you put your palm behind it so it gets some contrast. There you go.
So that's what it
That's
looks
leafy
like. It's
all right.
another leaf-shaped object.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and finish that out into a keychain because I kind of forgot to do that for myself. So if you would come back. How long do you want your stem to be?
Yeah, I don't know.
That seems awfully long because remember when you squish that down, it's gonna extend. Yeah, now we're talking.
There.
So that's the part that you want to get hot in that fire. There we go. So this is a slightly different method than what I was taught. So I'll explain what I was taught, and then I'll explain what we're going to do while we wait for that to heat up. So oftentimes, is this hot? Please don't burn me. That's a little hot. One moment, please. Okay, so we have our leaf made out and stuff. And before you do all the pretty stuff, what you would do is you'd come to the back side of the anvil. I'm going to switch my camera so you can see. So you come back at the opposite side, and then you do the rotate and smack thing, and that chunks out your material in the middle, and then you drag the whole material down to your stem size, and you end up with this really long stem. The reason why I don't do that is because in that process, I always end up flexing the meat of the leaf, and then it breaks off before I get the stem drawn out. So I watched a quick how-to video today. Thank you, Black Bear Forge. And I didn't watch the whole video, but the way he described it, and then what I'm deciding we're going to do here is she's going to cut off the stem at about the length that she wants, and then she's going to hold on to the leaf, and then just work the stem down, and with her bare hands. Heard it here first, folks. So she's going to work that stem out, and so she'll be supporting the leaf with the tongs, and hopefully it won't break off, is the thought process here. So what are we looking for? Oh, you need a hammer. Remember, we cut the center on the hot cut. All four sides. So it's smack, 90, smack, 90, smack, 90. All the way around until we were just left with like a hair of a piece of metal in the center. And then we break it off with tongs.
Did you ever sharpen your hot cut again?
Nope, completely forgot. But yeah, I was going to hit the old grinder with the hot cut.
One more heat tool. Get that to me.
Yeah, I was
say
going
one more, but I might be able to.
You take your time, run your own race. So yeah, I was going to hit the hot cut with the grinder to put a little bit of fire because it's been smashed pretty good. And I completely forgot. One of these days I'll pull out a piece of that railroad spring and make a hot cut that we can actually harden and temper. Because this is just made out of a big old piece of rebar. Yes, Jerry, that song. So yeah, smack, 90, smack, 90, smack, 90.
Bend it.
No, we don't want to do that. Let's try and stay true. Remember when I first started off, I'd watch blacksmiths that were more experienced than me. They could do that on the edge of the anvil in like one heat. It's like, how the heck are you guys doing that so quick while I'm struggling to do it in 4 or 5 heats? Oh, wait, stop what you're doing.
I did.
Because you are right about there. Now go ahead and break her off. Yep, just twist and wiggle and flex. as much as you need to. Are you having a hard time with the leverage?
Yeah, because it's not moving for me at all.
All right, well, let's get it hot, and we'll do a couple more smacks on the hot cut. Nothing wrong with that. Had my anvil had a pritcher hole, you could also stick it in the pritcher hole and then use the leverage of the whole stick. But I don't have a pritcher hole on my anvil for reasons I don't know. And I know what Levi's thinking right now. If he was paying attention, he'd be like, Jesse, why don't you just drill one? And I'd say, yeah, Levi, I probably should do that. But I also have to refinish the top of the same way, so why would I drill a hole and then cover it up just to punch it out again? And I'd say thanks for the very good question, Levi.
And he'd say, "You're welcome."
How long is it going to take for you to get that top refinished?
There is a much better chance that Jesse gets a new anvil before he even gets to that.
Scooch.
Well, mine in your way. Welcome to the Brittney stream.
You gave up streaming rights when you finished faster than me.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it on this camera since I would only do one whack per side.
I think the biggest issue was that it just wasn't really hot anymore.
Actually, you want it to be black because then it gets brittle and it snaps more readily. There you go. Bada bing.
It's a leaf.
Oh.
Wrong camera. It's a leaf.
There you go. Which camera do you want to do?
I don't know that one.
Let's do that camera. There you go.
It's a leaf.
There, she's a leaf. Bada bing. All right, so we'll pop that hot cut out of there, and then set your leaf on the board so we can get that stem hot. Hawk just found some dinner. That was pretty neat. Now don't lose your piece in the fire.
1000%.
Happens to the best of us. I can't tell you how many rivets I've sent to the depths of Davy Jones's locker.
I feel like that's an inaccurate analogy.
There are many rivets that I've cast off to Mordor.
There it is.
It got to the point where I would get a small flat piece of metal that was really flat, and I'd set that down in the coal fire and then put the rivet on top of the metal piece and let the rivet heat up through the metal piece because then it wouldn't fall down into the fire. And I only got to do that a couple times, and then the blacksmith started making fun of me. He's like, just don't lose it in the fire. It's not that hard. What do you need that for? It's like, all right. So I stopped using it, and I got better. But, yeah. So it's something to keep in mind if you're heating up rivets. Put a flat piece of metal down there and put the rivet on that, and you have less of a chance of losing it. But eventually someone might make fun of you and expect you to be able to do it without something about training wheels and whatnot. Man, I had a late lunch, and I was struggling to finish off that lunch. And, like, my stomach was like, yo, dude, you're super hungry now.
With your ramen pizza thing.
Yeah, with my pizza ramen day. I didn't have a lot of stuff to throw at it, so I just threw what I had at it. But since you brought up, what I did was took a packet of ramen and threw it in a pot of hot water, loosened it all up, added a whole bunch of seasoning, not just a little flavor packet, but a whole bunch of actual seasoning. And when it was done cooking, I pulled out my small cast iron egg skillet, did a layer of noodles, layer of cheese, layer of pepperoni, noodles, cheese, pepperoni, then threw my skillet in my convection oven for like 5 to 7 minutes or so, and melted all the cheese down and got everything good and hot, and then chunked it into a bowl. Voila.
Pizza ramen.
If I seriously was wishing I had pizza sauce, because I would have thrown that in there too, and did like a ramen pizza lasagna. All right, so now she's got a hot stem. And she's just gonna work that stuff straight down. Oh, you went way hotter than that. You're gonna be at that all night. Let's get some good heat in here. Comes up every stream. And I would say I blame Levi, but tonight we're blaming Jesse on everything. So that's my fault that it comes up every stream.
It also helps make it your fault because you're almost always the one to say it. You at least always say it once.
At least once. All right, while we wait for that to heat up, I think it's that time of the show where we start doing plugs. I should write them down and put them on like a signboard because I feel like I'm forgetting people. All right, so first and foremost, brimstoneforge.us. They take you to all the things, the social medias and the store and all that jib jab. Again, brimstoneforge.us. And then, of course, custom blacksmithing in Atlanta, Indiana. Daniel's Real Estate. If you're looking for real estate or to sell real estate in Indianapolis, hit up Daniel's. DB_Forge on Instagram. He's basically like on his way to art class and tripped and fell into a blacksmith class and never left. His stuff is beautiful. Then we got Sharpman Forge on the YouTubes. From the Mold. One more time. Yep, that would be Dan. And then From the Mold on the old Instagram does plaster art things.
Yeah. Time's up.
I think that's everyone. So don't just work that taper, also work that fatty meat down here so you can get it all down to one consistent thing. Yep, and since you're kind of on a really short piece, you can always, let me help you out here. When you're working it, hold the leaf off the anvil and then hammer from the leaf to the end. Leaf to the end, and yada, yada, yada. Boop. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Levi, did I forget anybody?
Not that I know of. Nikki Blaine's.
Oh, Nikki Blaine's. You always suggest that one. But yeah, Nikki Blaine's. Holy heck.
Place.
Nikki Blaine's is like my favorite place downtown. It's the best cigar lounge that I have ever been to, and I've been to many. Nikki Blaine's downtown. Tell them Jesse sent you. And they'll treat you right. Well, they'll treat you right regardless. Just don't sit in my seat. But yeah, the staff there is amazing. They're incredible. So yeah, go visit Nikki Blaine's if you're in the Indianapolis area and you like cigars. But yeah, I think that's all the plug. I think we should write it down and like have a little signboard or something so I don't forget people.
Probably be a good idea.
I was thinking cue cards or whoever was sitting at the computer.
We
But
could
if it were
script the
me-
whole show.
If it were me, I'd screw with you and I'd just like move a card to get a little smaller. Move a card a little bit smaller.
I thought you were messing with me, like adding all sorts of extra stuff.
I might do that too.
And San Francisco, go. Anchorman reference. And then Levi, of course, chimes in with, I haven't seen Anchorman.
Nope, I haven't.
Engage in the culture once in a while, Levi.
Yeah. I got better things to do than watch movies.
Every once in a while, when you think to yourself, hi, my name's Levi. I don't know why you have that voice. I want to watch a movie. Maybe once in a while, point yourself inside our borders for a movie to watch instead of always watching foreign stuff.
I
Ouch.
think this is the first time that you'd really ever hear someone complain about someone being like cultured. Like
He's
a
the wrong
cultured,
cultured.
a cultured human being.
Well, I'm just encouraging him to engage in his own culture once in a while. But no, I'm a big fan of watching foreign films. That's the only time I find it's appropriate to watch a movie with subtitles on.
Unlike me, who always wants the subtitles on.
You know, that's a thing for basically, if I may be so bold to say, our age bracket is most people, like better than 50% of people watch with subtitles on.
Well, there are certain shows where you have to watch with subtitles on. I don't know why I did that. Like
And
Letterkenny. Anyone who's ever watched Letterkenny, you can't not watch that show with subtitles.
That's one of the few shows that I watch without subtitles.
I made it through several episodes without subtitles on that one.
I miss so much when I don't have the subtitles on. So fun facts, I'm sure, I don't know if you've heard this, but I'm sure you've heard it. But there for a while at the bar that I work at, you didn't understand what the bartenders were saying unless you watched Letterkenny. Because that's just constantly referencing the show the whole time.
I tried to get into that show, but it didn't hook me. It wasn't bad. I'm sure it's good. It didn't hook me to care. I got 4 or 5 episodes in. I did watch all of the Pitch Perfect movies with subtitles on because the Asian chick, I had no idea what the heck was being said because I'm half deaf anyways, and that's kind of the joke that she speaks so low. She's got some great lines that you never hear. You're doing that exactly right. So she's working from the leaf part towards the end. That helps prevent it from curling up at the end. She's just going to draw that all out to where it's all about the same size. Right there, hot. You don't want to work on this too cold, even though we're using mild steel, because we have that sharp bend in there. It's prone to stress fractures and stuff. So we try not to hit it while it's still black. I once watched a movie that was from India because I love Indian movies because they're all like 3 to 4 hours long, and it's, dare I say, a requirement of the culture that halfway through the movie comes to a standstill and they do a big dancing song number. Even if it's not a musical, they do this big dancing song number that's just fantastic. And this last one I watched, this was several years ago, but the guy's in the mall and something bad is happening, and he's on the escalator and he turns and he yells, "Oh, SHIT," really loud. But the subtitle said, "Oh crap." It's like, that's the only word I've understood this entire movie, and they translated it wrong. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I can't remember the name of that movie. I love that when The Office did the Diwali episode, they even had a song and a dance number break out during this too. So I thought that was great. All right, get her on. Dupe. Did Twitch ever pop up? Did Jerry ever yell at me for saying Prince is overrated? Which is a fact.
No, he did not.
He must not be there, because he's never let me get away with saying that without giving me a lecture.
No, but he did say I should be on camera when I'm getting my ribbing. When you're BSing me.
Oh, you should be on camera?
Soon enough.
Yeah, you should be on camera more. I think what I'll do is I'm going to draw like a spray paint circle on the ground, and when you're using the forge during a stream, you will not be allowed to exit those boundaries. And while Brittney is manning the comment section, she's going to sit there with an airsoft gun. And every time you step out of the circle, she's going to give you a single shot.
You just put down one of those invisible fence shields.
You might like that too much.
Hey now.
Sorry, it was right there. I had to.
True story in regards to the dog fence. A billion years ago, my folks got an electric dog fence to keep their golden retriever. Thank you. No, her name was Sophie Kenobi. To keep her in the yard. So me and Dad installed the fence. We got it all wired up, and it's all hot and ready to go. And having never worked with one before, that had power adjustments as to how much level. But I didn't want to just be like, okay, Sophie, let's cross this line. Let's shock you to find out if it's too much. So what I did was I took the dog collar and I strapped it to my thigh real tight, and I set it to almost half power. And I turned around and walked across the yard to go, step over the line. And my dad, the moment I walked away, cranked it all the way up. And I stepped over the line. It didn't beep. It didn't vibrate. Nothing happened. Like, well, that's weird. So I moved over a couple of feet and stepped over the line. Nothing happened. And there was a good 10-foot section where nothing was happening. It's like, I think we did something wrong. This isn't working. So I walked way over and stepped, and that thing hit me. It's like, whoa! Like, ah! So yeah, we had a lot of dead spots. So we ended up not using it. But yeah, I got quite a shock.
Squirrels out for vengeance.
Throwing stuff at us. So yeah. But yeah, you gotta watch out for her. She's a really good shot. So ding every time you step out of the circle. And then maybe once or twice for fun, I'll just.
Alright, so Jerry has responded to your Prince comments.
Oh yeah.
Prince proposed, arranged, and performed.
Wonky.
Sang, played 27 self-taught instruments.
I mean, to be fair, when Dave Grohl started the Foo Fighters, he did all the instruments on the first album. And that's the difference. Like, one of those people is talented. The other person,
Cat.
Is that a kitty cat? Hey,
Yeah.
kitty cat.
Oh, you're cute.
Hi, kitty.
And now he's taking a pot shot at you, saying he also used more than one microphone so you can hear him on camera.
Oh.
Got him.
I mean, you're responding to me, so clearly you can hear me just fine.
You know his birthday's coming up. Get him another microphone.
Yeah, Jerry, you know where I live. Send me a better microphone if you want me to use a better microphone. Jerry used to be a professional DJ back when he was young and cool. So I'm sure he's got a few turntables and a microphone. He's one of those nerds in his home office. He's got records hanging up on the wall, around the border, around the ceiling.
Yeah.
Drop, Forge.
One day.
Boop. Get her out. Need some heat in here? Boop.
You need to blame the cat. Oh no, just kidding. I'm blaming you. I would never blame the cat.
Blame me. Everything's my fault today.
Yeah. We're about to have another cat.
But yeah, going back to Nikki Blaine's, and since Jerry's still here, I thought he had left already. I took him to Nikki Blaine's one time when he came into town for a little bit. And we walked into the place, and the hostess, hey, Jesse, how you doing? He's like, hey, how you doing? Walked in, one of the waiters, hey, Jesse, how you doing? Like, hey, how you doing? Walked up to another one, they're like, hey, Jesse, how you doing? Sorry, your table's taken tonight, but you can sit over here. And the whole time, Jerry was looking at me like, You are serious? Everybody here does know you. Heck, I've stepped into that place, saw a person at the hostess stand that I have never seen before in my life. And she's like, "Oh, hey, Jesse, we got your table." Like, what?
This guy kind of looks like Jesus. When he comes in,
Yeah, like,
just let him go where he
am I
wants
part
to
of the
go.
training program there? And what's funny is she sat me down and said, "What do you want to drink?" And I said, "I just want an old fashioned. Just a plain Jane old fashioned." I usually order a very specific old fashioned that me and one of the waitresses came up with. And when I sat down a few minutes later, she set down the old fashioned that I normally ordered, was sitting there. It's like, dang, the bartender saw me and then just gave me the old fashioned that I normally get, not the one I asked for.
This is not a well classed.
So, those of you who are of drinking age, if you want to know that special old fashioned I often get, it's Angel's Envy, Luxardo cherries, and black walnut bitters. And then, of course, simple syrup and yada, 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 all that other stuff. But the trick is Angel's Envy, black walnut bitters, and Luxardo cherries.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We usually don't talk about these things on the channel, but what the heck. I have been drinking Angel's Envy Old Fashions. How long have you been in town? Pushing 5 years?
Yep.
So, just about 5 years, 4 years, I've been drinking Angel's Envy Old Fashions. Last year, went to the Angel's Envy distillery and tried a sampling of their bourbons just straight. And I learned I don't like Angel's Envy. Like, who knew? But I can't drink that stuff straight. I just don't care for it. Makes a heck of an old fashioned though. If you hold that leaf on the anvil, you're gonna lose your edges.
I don't care. I'm just kidding. It just keeps popping up out of the.
You can grab it with the flat tongs.
So the
These
issue.
flat, nope, nope. Just put it in the fire. So Levi, you have a very good question about just holding it with the flat tongs, but you'll notice that the flat tongs
No,
are.
not those ones. The one with the just one.
Oh, the box tongs.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Try. Oh. The reason why we're giggling is because Brittney said something very silly under her breath that the microphone didn't pick up. And it's just an absurd thing that she said. So she needs a minute to step off for just a second.
Okay.
So yeah, Jerry, send me a microphone.
Ooh yeah.
Ooh,
that'll
yeah.
do the trick.
Brittney turned into the cool man. Oh
Well,
yeah.
maybe not.
But that was more like Macho Man Randy Savage. Brother. What's happening here?
Send him a shirt first.
How's that cigar rest I made you, Jerry?
I mean, it's longer than what it was.
Yeah. Give it like 2 more heats and then we'll curl it into a keychain. So yeah, when Jerry came into town, I gave him a cigar rest because Jerry likes the cigars. And then he got all nervous and stuff like, how am I going to get this through airplane security? Like, it's not a knife. Like, it's not a IED. It's a twisted piece of metal that looks, oh no, Oh no!
Who's
Down a
ready?
little bit further.
Ka-ching. Ka-chow. Hey, here we go. While we're talking about it. Cigar rest that kind of looks like this, but it's... The one I gave him is much nicer. This is an old prototype one that I put together, so I use that one. But the ones on the store, this twist sits on the side so the cigar goes in. It's great for those really big chunky cigar ashtrays where the cigars always fall into the ash and then put themselves out. You put one of my cigar rests next to the ashtray and put the cigar in it, it won't put itself out. Boop. Uh-oh, Levi's typing up something.
He says, "Hey, is there a store you can buy those at? You should put that in the chat." So I'm putting that in the chat.
Brimstoneforge.us. Doesn't help, but there's that there right there. Which camera am I? There you go. Brimstoneforge.us. Jerry must not have been paying attention when I was giving plugs earlier.
He was too busy researching prints.
He was too busy researching Prince. I'm sure Jerry has like a Prince sleeping bag and like a purple satin Prince pillowcase.
He said he couldn't hear your one mic.
All right. Now, let's do one more heat and see how round we can make that. Or do as many heats as we need to make it round. Doop, doop, doop. Now I'm going to step off camera for a half a second to grab a drink. Brittany's going to tell a funny story.
So this other night, Jesse wanted Wingstop. It's his first
No,
night.
not that story.
You didn't give me any parameters, just that it had to be funny.
Not that story.
Then you better come back and make a story up.
Not
make a story
up.
Not make a story up, but
That
tell
makes
a
it
different
sound like
story.
I'm just making stuff up on this channel. Most of the stories I tell are true. Rarely embellished.
Remember,
Jerry says he'd send you a mic, but unlike Prince, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
Wait, say that again. He'd send me a mic, but
Unlike Prince, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I think that was the point. He wins. Jerry, you win.
Rude.
I know, it's quite a miracle when someone leaves you speechless.
I just don't. I think I know what microphones are for. I certainly can't use it to the success that Prince did.
Okay. Well, I guess you're just gonna live right there.
Jerry, I'll send you a t-shirt if you send me a microphone and a little red Corvette
Excuse
or a raspberry beret that you got at the Five and Dime. But only if you don't plan on doing me any harm. Something about horses. So for those of you that can't see our point of view, the neighbor just let the dog out and they're working on the porch and the dog tripped over the porch. I don't know why that was as funny as it was.
I just heard the noise. I didn't actually see it happen.
The dog nearly fell on his face. And then he looked around like, what the heck?
Result.
Rude.
He's asking if you realize it sounds like mush from Fat Albert when you stand 2 feet behind Brittany when you're speaking.
Hey. Different character, but what are you going to do? That was my Fat Albert impression. Hey. Which is really an impression of Peggy Hill doing Fat Albert. Bye-bye. Damn it, Bubba. So what Brittany's working on here is making stuff around. But she forgot about all this stuff back here.
It's fine.
Doing it in sections.
Yeah, because I already know that I'm not going to be able to get it in one heat anyway. So I figured I might as well.
Yeah, take your time. Nothing wrong with taking a few more heats to make it nice. Are those tongs working better for you?
They are, I think, for this part. The other tongs worked really well because when I was holding it up on its side, the leaf kept like going through the slit in these tongs. So having those kind of barbs on the side or whatever you want to call them, helped with that.
Yeah, those box tongs are pretty cool. It's nice you can tune those forks to grab different size material, but the problem is it's a little bit snaggletooth and it's been reworked multiple times, and I don't know how many more bends are left in that before it snaps off, so I've mostly just been leaving them at the size that they're at.
Sounds like you just need to practice making tongs and make a few different sizes.
No. Levi's making fun of me because I hate making tongs and I'm notoriously, famously bad at it. Best tongs I ever made. They came out really nice, really great, and they've done RUNNOFT. And I was using a tire hammer with them, and I got a little bit close and smacked my tongs a couple times with the tire hammer. So now they're just a little bit miscombobulated, and I don't trust myself to fix them. I'm really curious where they ran off to. Oh, there they are. Hiding. So yeah, like they came out really nice, hold the material well, and I smacked it with the power hammer, and now the legs cross. And they feel a little wonky. So I'm going to have to heat them up and fix the reins and tighten up the rivet. I'm just certain I'll make them worse, so that's why I haven't done it yet. Yeah. So as always,
Brittany's dropping stuff.
Yep. We go from square to octagon to round. So what she's doing is smacking the high points of like the square, which will then turn the square into an octagon. And then once you get those lines defined, then you smack those lines, and then you can start rounding it. So she's going to throw it back in the fire because she's done run out of heat.
Because I keep dropping it.
Your piece keeps RUNOFTING. Running off team.
I was honestly just going to let that one go for you. But...
I lost track of the letters while I was spelling. You have to forgive me. I went to school in the sticks. Graduated in a class of less than 60. My nephews, who also went to the same school, when one of them graduated, they had 33 kids in their graduating class. And what's funny, at the start of each of my nephews' graduation. They're like, okay, we're gonna start saying names and keep all your applause and hoops and hollers until the end. Doop doop doop. And I thought to myself, no, my nephews didn't go through all that hard work to not get a woo and a clap when they say their name. And when my eldest nephew's name was called, they're like, hey, Joey Jojo number one. And I went, woo, really loud. Like, what's that guy? Ric Flair? Was that his name? The wrestler guy? I let out a really loud woo. And my dad about jumped out of his skin because I startled him. And then everyone laughed. And then the next year, they're like, remember, derp, 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 don't woo or clap until everyone's name is said. And then when my other nephew, Joey Jojo 2, my sister's not very creative with names, Joey Jojo number 2, when they said his name, I let out an even louder yell. I had been practicing. I really sold that woo to the cheap seats on the other side of the gym. And again, startled the bejesus out of my father. And then we all laughed. It was a good time.
It's fine. Nothing really happened.
I was, after the last graduation, I decided that was going to be the last time I was ever in that building. So I took a little walkabout, and the friend that I had brought along with me was needing the restroom. So I'm like, here, we'll just use the restrooms down this hall as long as I didn't move them or something. And so while they're in the restroom, I was just kind of standing about, and this female cop that I'd never seen in town before, she shows up. She goes, what are you doing back here? Excuse me? She goes, what are you doing back here? Had to use the bathroom, so I came to where the bathroom was. You're not supposed to be back here. All right, I'm just here to use the bathroom. Well, when you're done with the bathroom, you need to get back over this area. You're not allowed to be in this area. I'm like, all right, can you chill just a little bit, please? And then the female officer gave me a little and then walked away. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, heck, when I graduated from this high school, you couldn't spell police. Now you're yelling at me. Did I switch the camera? Yeah, I did.
There you go.
Yeah. Doop, doop, doop. So yeah, I don't know why she had such an attitude with me. I wasn't doing anything. You can just set it down there, buddy. Thank you so much.
I had to put those boards back up. Like they could have rotted piece of plywood.
It's ridiculous.
No sense.
I'm 240 pounds, man. What the fuck am I gonna do with a rotted piece of plywood?
Yeah, that's not safe for anybody.
Look, I stepped through it. Shit, the dog stepped through it. Like my dog is 85 pounds. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw Hershey trip a second ago when he came out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just absurd. Who'd you have do the work?
You know what I mean?
I do. I wouldn't hire that guy again.
I mean, but unfortunately, coming back, they got another rating for hiring. Dry rotted.
Yeah.
And that's the shit that you decided to put back on the board?
They couldn't come up with something better for you?
I just did.
Yeah, I saw you putting the...
I'll put the planks back up there. Like, okay.
They're
like,
better than the dry rotted plywood.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
And the scratched up ankle that I have. But that's neither here nor there. You guys continue to have a wonderful
Hey, have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, like I was saying, the neighbor is, their porch has been like dry rotting out, and they hired somebody to demo the porch and rebuild it, but they only did like half the demo, and so it's just like a skeleton porch, and so they put a piece of dry rotted plywood on it, and he stepped on it and fell through it. So he's an unhappy camper. I would be too. I would be livid.
Hershey's a happy boy though.
Hershey's a good dog. So fuzzy too. Have you pet that dog yet?
Have indeed.
He's a very friendly, nice little dog. Uh-oh. What are you giggling about there, Mr. Giggles?
We'll pass this one along to you.
Can't even say it out loud.
I can, and just easier to make you read it. We should bring out another monitor so we can have the chat on a video that's big enough for you to see.
Oh.
Alright. I feel like that's pretty round.
Cool. Let's loop it on over. Loop it on over. Don't demonetize me, or I'm not even monetized. I don't care. But I parody this. Don't sue me. I don't have any money. I'm poor.
He does
I'm
not
working in
own-
my front yard
He
here.
does not own the musical rights.
Yeah. Who is that? Move it on over.
All that comes to mind is moving on up.
It's the one where his woman kicks him out and he has to move into the doghouse, move over the little dog because the big dog's moving in. Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull? Jerry, help me out here. I know you're probably singing it and laughing at me at the moment.
George Theogood.
Same
Or
difference. Same difference. They're the same person. And you can't tell me they're not because you've never seen them in the same place at the same time. Just saying. Hope you're sparkling.
Oh no.
Sparkling.
It's stressing me out. Stop. Because I'm bearing.
Woo. All right, so we're going to wrap that rattle around the horn. Or you can do it like a penny scroll, like the start of a penny scroll. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Ooh, I like that idea.
So I go a little bit more. There you go. Now hammer that straight down up against the anvil. Now give it a come back, smack on top, smack over the other side. Boom. Now stand it proud and roll it on over until she matches back to the stock material. I'd get it hot. Why not?
All right.
It'll bend over much nicer for you. Roll over, and it'll just move in a much more predictable manner for you. Thorough good, yeah. Have fun. Our comment moderator stepped away. Which, speaking of comments, Jerry, thank you for blowing up the comments. That's really working out for the algorithm on the video. Appreciate that. Makes me
Yeah.
look more popular.
Yeah.
And the more popular you are, the more popular you are. That makes sense? I swear there's only Pepsi in
Okay.
this.
Your brain can't be at a 85% all the time.
I would love to have a few days where I hit 85%.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
I can pick this shoe.
Boom! All right, now roll it on over until that tip matches the. I would work the back end a little bit so you can make it a little bit bigger, so it's easier to get a keychain in there. There you go. Now go ahead and close her on it. Yeah, look at that. Using the angles of the anvil. Look at that. Boom. All right, you want to go ahead and present it to that camera there?
Sure.
Don't get too close and melt my lens. I'm falling over.
Trying to figure out where the snow was in it. Give me.
All right.
Didn't think that 95% of the video would be me just not being able to pick my piece. But here we are.
Would you like some help?
No. It's just not going to be very good. The language is languaging tonight.
3 hours later.
Hot metal.
Hot
Be nice
metal.
to me.
Can we do something different so it's a little bit more presentable?
So Jesse's gonna present it because I can't.
Somebody's on the struggle bus. Oh yeah. There you go.
Jesse is presenting it.
Jesse is presenting. And we now have, I'm going to try not to burn myself. We got the leaf
Ish.
with a little loop on the back. So you can throw it on a keychain. And bada bing. So there we go. One leaf added to the hot shelf. Don't touch things on the hot shelf because
It's cool.
yes.
Alright, bye.
That's why we call it the hot shelf.
It's Levi's turn. This is gonna go much faster.
I don't know about that. Move it on over. Let's see if I could snap that off so I can make one too. And I did. But it made it more leafy like.
Yep.
Hooray! Oh! Is it hot? Nope. This is quite cool. I'll play along too, Levi.
Huzzah!
So we can kind of do follow the leader style here. In case you were not paying attention.
I don't make enough money to pay attention.
Me either. Doobie doobie doobie. Do I want to light up another smoky smoke?
What kind of question is that?
Your question was better than my question. See, Levi, you should have told a story while I was gone.
So the other night we were having.
No! We're not telling that story on the stream. That's
I'm
rude.
curious about this Wingstop story now.
I will tell you that later. Poor Brittany will, because she's dying over there to tell it. She's currently doubled over behind the camera laughing so hard. Hey, can I do that? Jinku, you bought it though. Thank you. Brittany the other night, she was like, "You speak Polish, right?" I'm like, I used to. She goes, "Cool, hold on a second." And she brought up this translator app on her phone. And she's like, "Okay." I wasn't even in the fire.
The thing that's going to take us longest is getting that piece of metal hot for
Yeah,
you.
it's a chunky piece.
So that's what, the second time you've done that tonight?
Yes. Second time. So,
Only the
anyways,
second.
she says, "Here, hold on a second." And she hits her phone and goes, boop. And she says, "Say something." So I rattled off something in Polish, and it converted to what I thought it should have been. And she looked at me, she's like, "Oh, wow." And she's like, "Say something else." Like, she didn't believe me that I was speaking Polish until she had the translator app to
Or
fact
it's
check
not that
me.
I didn't believe you. It was just I wanted to use the translator app. Also, Jerry wants to hear the Wingstop story.
No. I'll send him a text later with the story. I'm not doing that story on the live stream. Let's keep things a little bit more highbrow than that. Ooh. Do a chunky taper with a hammer. So Levi's gonna do a chunky taper. I'm gonna try and keep it even too while we're at it.
That might not be the chunkiest of tapers.
Yeah, it's okay. So you're aiming for a chunky taper, so you don't end up making a big, long, drawn-out one like a poker or something.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to have a lot of meat in the back.
Alrighty. And then go up a cube and half blow it.
You're gonna get it hot first. Oh, 20 to late. We got about 20 minutes to knock this out, Levi, or we're gonna lose light real quick. Sorry about that. I'm a sparkle in. All right. Chunky taper, chunky taper. Now I got a lot of heat in here. So I'm going to tell you the next step. So we're going to come out to about a cube of material and basically where the flat starts. And then we're going to do half face blows, just working two sides. All right, I'm out of breath, so I'm going to go back in the fire. Add some more heat, but... Oh, and I didn't switch the camera.
Half place blows.
Try to keep it lined up. Much bigger than you should have, but that's okay. You should have a really long one. Then I'll take that down to about a quarter left of the material.
Jerry says, can't stop, won't stop, won't stop. That should have been what Wingstop Pro yelled.
She worked 10 hours. All she wants is Wingstop. All she wants is Wingstop. Freaking drive.
What did you do today, Squid?
What did you eat today, Squid? Because I had nothing. Oops. And again, I didn't switch the cameras. So that's a... That's... Dang, I was really hoping to get there on that heat. My wrist is starting to talk to me too. We've been doing a lot of forging lately. And about a week ago, I don't know what I did, but I tweaked my wrist. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to stream tonight. I'd call it.
Jerry said, I'm your 36th subscriber. Hate to see you drop to 25. I missed a couple of comments before the can't stop, won't stop, won't stop.
Alright, so I got a little bit of heat here, so I'm going to tell you what your next step is. I like to do it with the fat up, not fat down.
Okay.
We're going to hold it on the diagonal.
Mhm.
And then... Yep. There you go. Flat. So, see where I'm just a little bit of chunk, but I'm mostly flat? Get to there. I like it. I'd be happy with that.
Alrighty.
Does my shirt really look that? Oh, it's a shadow. Okay. Yeah, it's a shadow. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do, which is what we should have done previously, is we're going to grab the old cross-peen hammer, and this should help if we just hit, I'm trying to here, hit just half of it. You'll see that it spreads that leaf out real nice. And then you come over to the other side. Work out that other side a little bit and stretch that out. We take the hammer marks out. And try and put that medial ridge back in there. Yeah, I'm going to take some more of that out just a little bit and taper those edges. Keep finding that hole in my glove.
It's a little bit toasty when you do that.
A little bit. Alright, so we got a... Alright, so we got a little bit of our leaf shape there. This leaf is looking better than the previous one. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. So on this next heat, I'm going to carve some lines in there. Call it a leaf. Now you could, just for the record, you could do the lines while it's cold. But why stress your tools out like that? I'd rather do it with a little bit of heat. So it's just a little bit easier on the tools. Levi's basically replicating the same steps I just did.
Hammer marks everywhere.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to do the tooling on the first camera here because I think it'll show off a little better. Levi, do you want to strike for me?
Sure.
Alright. We're going to go ahead and tappy tappy. Smack. 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 And smack. 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 Give me a little bit harder of a smack. There we go. Same thing over here. There you go. Same power there. Beautiful. Same power. Same power. That was me, not you. Same power. And voila. Oh, cameras. Voila. We have a better looking leaf in just a few steps there. That's probably one of the nicer leaves I've made, which is not to say that it's super nice, but it's nicer than the last one I made. So bada bing. Here, we'll do this real quick. Comparison here. There's the first one I did. I bent it a little bit when I was trying to break it off, but there's the first one I did tonight. This is burning my hand a little bit. Second one I did tonight. So you can see a definite difference there in quality and niceness, which is proof that practice is a good thing.
Alrighty.
And this is just like knives and anything else. Make 100 leaves and throw them all away, and then mix 100 more. That's how you get really good at this stuff. It's just that constant repetitiveness. What are you doing, Levi?
I'm getting ready to draw my lines. You're good to.
I will strike.
Also, all right, strike, 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 strike. I could have done that better. Yeah, why not? Strike. 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 Alrighty.
There we go. Show her off.
Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it gets the job done.
There you go. That's like your first one, isn't it?
Yep.
Boom. All right. So, Levi, you may be less than enthused about this, but we are quickly running out of light, as you may see.
Yep.
And you may have noticed it's getting harder to see what you're doing. So we will turn that into a keychain, probably open Forge Day this weekend.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and shut down the stream because it's getting dark and I'm super hungry. Jerry, if you're still here, thank you so much for hanging out for like most of the stream. That's awesome. High five to you. Again, Custom Blacksmithing in Atlanta, Indiana. Daniel's Real Estate, DB_Forge, Sharp Bend Forge. From the Mold. All on the Instagrams and YouTubes and whatnot. And of course, brimstoneforge.us. Check out the website. It'll take you to all the places you need to go. Any parting words, Brittany?
Jerry, I'm loving your jokes.
There you go. Brittany loves your jokes, Jerry. Any parting words, Levi?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Check us out next Monday. Same Forge channel, same Forge time. And for me, everybody here at the Forge, you guys have a great night and bye-bye.